Very good morning, students. I'm your SHSR. Today, we will be moving into a new chapter called Branch Accounts. It's the fourth unit, volume number 1. Indeed, this happens to be a very simple chapter compared to the previous two chapters what you have learned. Well, students, before going for the chapter, branch accounts, let us understand the branch businesses. Because if you are little familiar with the branch businesses, accounting for a branch is simple. Think of about the Reliance outlets. You can find similar products are being found in all the Reliance outlets which are being opened in different places of either a big town or in different towns that you would have noticed. Similarly, consider about the trends, because trends are into various garments, cloths they sell. You would have noticed even here also different branches are found at different places, but the materials that you get and the cost of every material that you buy will resemble the same, will be the same in any of the branches. Similarly, about the banks, say example Canara Bank. Canara Bank is one, but will have a different branches at different places. Okay, you can find a Canara Bank being at Bangarpet, you can find a Canara Bank being at KGF, you can find a Canara Bank being at Kolar. What I mean to say, there are plenty branches is being operated at different places, but the bank is only one, that is the Canara Bank, right? Think of about automobiles. Say example I'm giving you about the Maruti dealers, that is Maruti Suzuki cars where you can buy. Say Mondavi Motors example I'm giving you. Mondavi Motors is one company wherein it has a dealership, it has taken a dealership, and it may have its own branches at different places. So is the case Pratham Motors, Suraksha Motors. All these are dealing only with the Maruti vehicles. Okay, but these will have a different branches being spread over at different places depending upon the needs and the customers, availability of the customers, right? Only examples I'm giving you. Okay, so in all these cases, examples what I have given you, you would have noticed one common phenomenon. What is that? There is one main office or the main head office which is controlling the various branches. Okay, so we are now going to study such a type of businesses and how they are accounting. We are concerned with that. Well, now you assume that you are a very expert in sweet manufacture, that you manufacture different types of sweets, but which can be preserved for a very long period, maybe around 3 months or 6 months, like that. So like that food processing industry you have, okay, and particularly only you are so interested only in preserving and selling the sweets. Okay, so you have a main production unit and the head office at Bangalore. Presume that you have a head office at Bangalore. Okay, so from Bangalore you have planned to keep selling the same type of products at different places within Kolar district. Say that you have started with a branch at Kolar. For a few days it went on well. Again, there has been a very greater demand for such a product. Okay, and it has become the talk of the town, right? And people started buying the products from Kolar branch. Then immediately you thought when there is such a greater demand and the popularity about your product, you plan to go for another branch, maybe that you have opened at a KGF. Even there also you have found a very big demand. Slowly you extended even at a Bangarpet as well. So what is that I can tell you here? See, these are the various businesses being opened at different places. Kolar is not the same place, KGF is not the same place, Bangarpet is not the same place. They are all different places. Okay, in every place you have started opening one unit of your own business, right? Wherein to all these branches you start supplying the goods from where? From the head office. ಈ head office ಇಂದ ನೀವು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಗೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಇವರು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ರೆಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಗೆ ರೆಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಈಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ branches, and where from these branches are being controlled from one specific place or one particular main branch or main office, what we called as a head office. So the main establishments, you can find this. A main establishment which is being controlling is called as a head office, and the subsidiary establishments located at various places, what we call them as a branches. Okay, hope that you understood. So this is called as a main establishment which has various branches, and these businesses are called as the branches of the main establishment which is being located at Bangalore. So now how we can say, Bangalore head office is there and it controls Kolar branch, it controls a KGF branch, and it controls the Bangarpet branch. So here we say these are the various branches. Okay, how you need to account for the businesses being carried on by these branches, that is what we are concerned in this chapter, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಏನ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಇಷ್ಟೇನೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ differ agate. There can be different types of branches that we should see. Based on that, the accounting procedure differs. Okay. So to sum up, what is that in the accounts being involved? ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ, ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ losses will be ascertained, its assets or liabilities will be ascertained, and after that ascertainment a consolidated final accounts will be prepared in the books of the head office for an entire business together, including the head office businesses. Individually each and every branch performance will be ascertained. What is that branch performance here taken? Whether the branch is earning a profit or loss, okay, and it's the financial statements, that is the assets and liabilities will be ascertained. Okay, after that, by consolidating each branch's performances, the head office will ascertain the profit or loss for the entire establishment as a whole. Okay, so we are now concerned with that particular part, but that depends on the various types of branches which are available. So when it comes to the types of branches, you can find there can be majorly two types of branches. One is an inland branch, another is a foreign branch. inland branches and foreign branches. The inland branches which operate within a country, foreign branches which operate at different places throughout the world, okay, where it may have one main establishment at a particular country and will have a different branches spread over in different countries throughout the world. Coming to the inland branches, there can be two types of branches. One is a dependent branches, another is a independent branches. The dependent branches, they depend totally on the head office. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಟೋಟಲಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದೇ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್. ವೇರ್ independent branches, they partially, maybe that they have complete independence either in respect of buying of the goods and sale of the goods as well as for spending the amount. At the same time, they'll have little control. They are being controlled by the head office. Okay, partially, not in full. But wherein dependent branches, totally they depend only on the head office for everything. Wherein independent branches are given such a freedom to carry on its activities just like as a independent houses. I mean to say independent branches. Okay, I mean to say independent business units like that you can consider. ಅವು ಅವಶ್ಯಕವೇ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಗ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದಟ್ ಲಿಬರ್ಟಿ ಟು ಐದರ್ ಬೈ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಫ್ರಮ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ವೇರಿಯಸ್ customers, okay, at the discretion of the managers. Okay, such freedom is being given to the independent branches. But we are concerned as per our syllabus only with the dependent branches. Okay, ಈಗ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ 3 types can be there. ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಒನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಓಕೆ, these are the 3 modes or 3 ways available to ascertain the profits or losses of that particular branch. Okay, but again we are concerned only with the data system as per our syllabus. So again we are concerned with the inland branches, and that again dependent branches, and that again a data system we are following. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. With what we are concerned only with the dependent branches. In that again we are concerned only with the data system. This is maintaining, there is a books of accounts of a branches being maintained under one particular system called as a data system. So under data system, what and all the accounts that we need to prepare, okay, that we shall learn in detail. So I was telling you, in case of a dependent branches, maximum they depend totally on the head office for everything. That is for supply of goods as well as for cash. They are not given the freedom of buying the goods from outsiders on their own way. Not only that, even the branches cannot prepare their final accounts. Their accounts will be maintained only by the head office. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಈ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ನ ಒಂದು ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಾನು, ಸೇ ಇವೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ 3 ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಈ 3 ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಯಾರು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ the accounts of each and every branch in its books. In whose books? In the head office books. Yake? Because these are dependent branches. Okay, they are not given the freedom to record the transactions which are concerned with them. Okay, they cannot prepare their financial statements on a whole individually. Okay, independently. They have to depend only on the head office. So head office will maintain separately in its own books each branch accounts. It will maintain Kolar branch accounts, head office will maintain KGF branch account, head office will maintain Bangarpet branch account. But these branches are not given the freedom to maintain its own books of accounts separately. Can you understand now? Okay. So that is what we are now concerned here. What are the dependent branches? So dependent branches, basically you should have to say, but that they depend only on the head office for cash as well as for goods. Okay. They also depend on the head office for maintenance of the accounts as well. All records have to be maintained only by the head office when the business policies and the administration of the branch are wholly controlled by the head office. Its accounts are also being maintained only by the head office. Okay. So in this, we shall see what are the features of a dependent branches one of the other. Okay. Coming to the first one, dependent branches definitely cannot purchase the goods from outside sources. They have to depend only on the head office for receiving the goods. Okay. So that's what I said. Dependent branches sell only those goods which are being received from the head office and are not usually allowed to make purchases in the open market. Except exceptional cases, if at all head office permits, only then they can go for. If not, definitely they cannot buy the goods from the outside sources. They have to totally depend only on the head office, and whatever the goods being supplied by the head office should be sold by the branches. Normally what happens, head office will supply the goods to the branches either at the cost price or at a invoice price. ಈ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಂತದ್ದು ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಗೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅವ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಿರತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಬರೀ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಗೆ ಅಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕಳಿಸಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಐತಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಲೋಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ಆಯ್ತಾ 150 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ 120 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಕಳಿಸಬಹುದು, ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಬಹುದು, ನೀವು ಆ ರೇಟ್ ಗೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಲೋಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕಳಿಸಬಹುದು ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಬಹುದು ಯಾರು, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಫೀಚರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಟು ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ either at cost price or at a invoice price. ಓಕೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆನೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮೇಜರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ರೈಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫೀಚರ್. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಹೌದಾ. ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ, ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಈಗ KGF ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನೇನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೆಲವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇನಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಒಂದು ರೆಂಟ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು, ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, then maybe it is the water bills or any other small expenses which can be incurred at each branches. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ನ ಯಾರು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, these expenses will be paid only by the head office. So that is what is given as the next feature. All expenses of the branch such as rent, salary, printing and stationery, advertisement, okay, or electricity bills, whatever I said, are being paid only by the head office. Okay. Sometimes such amounts can be paid even by the branches, but with the permissions being taken from the branch and head office, such amount will be paid. Adru payment ಮಾಡಿದ್ರನು ಅದನ್ನ we have to assume as if it is being paid by the head office only, but not by the branches. ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಪೆಟ್ಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಟೀ ಕಾಫಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ರಿಫ್ರೆಶ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲನು ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಊಟ, ಟ್ರಾವೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ, TADA ಇವೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಏನು ಪೆಟ್ಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ರೈಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಪೆಟ್ಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಬೈ ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಟು ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್, ಓಕೆ, ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪೆಟ್ಟಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಪೆಟ್ಟಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ನವರು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ಗೆ. ಯಾರು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪೆಟ್ಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಪೇಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬೈ ದ petty cash. Okay, that petty cash is being sent only by the head office, right? So it can be maintained under impressed system. Is map kudi. Again, when we go for a problems, at that time you can understand what is this impressed system. ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈಗ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇವ್ರು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು, ಯಾರು? ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸೆಲ್ ದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್. After sale of the goods, whatever the sale proceeds being obtained by the branches should be remitted to the head office, either on same day or on the next day. It should be remitted. A remittance, either such collections may be there by the head office on a regular basis, or it may be deposited into the bank, local bank, wherein the account is being opened in the head office name. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಇದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಅವರು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು? ವಾಪಸ್ಸು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಆ ಕೊಡೋದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಬಂದು ದಿನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್, ಲೋಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಈಗ KGF ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ, KGF ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ದಿನ, ಅವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಥವಾ ಪೀರಿಯಾಡಿಕಲಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ವೈಲ್, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ 2 days ಅಥವಾ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ 3 days ಯಾರು ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದು, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Okay. So amount received from cash sales or cash received from the debtors is either remitted to the head office daily or deposited in the account of the head office in some local banks. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, this can be either cash sales or not. ಇಲ್ಲಿ cash received from the debtors ಅಂದ್ರೆ cash sales ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ credit sales ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರಬಹುದು. Normally the branch manager is insisted to go for a cash sales, but in some cases he may even go for a sale, credit sale ಗೆ ಹೋಗಬಹುದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಡೆಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅಂತ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಯಾರ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನದರ್ feature. So next we shall see about the data system or a one account system, or it is also called as a synthetic system. So what I said here, dependent branches, we are concerned with the data system only. So under dependent branches we have different methods of maintaining the books of accounts, okay, but as per our syllabus we are concerned with the data system. Okay, so what is that data system? It is also being called as a one account system. ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ? ಒನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಡೇಟಾ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ನ ವಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಡೇಟಾಸ್. ಯಾರನ್ನ? all these branches are considered as debtors. You are aware what is who is a debtor, right? One who owes amount to the owners. ಹೌದಾ? ಈಗ ನೀವು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ಅವನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ದುಡ್ಡು ವಾಪಸ್ ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಅವನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಡೆಟಾರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಯು ಸಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್ ಆನ್ ಎ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ರೀಫಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯು ಮೇ ಬಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕೇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಸ್. ಇವರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಡೆಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಹೋಮ್ ಟು ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಇವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ವಾಪಸ್ ಯಾರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ debtors to the head office. So is a case here under debtor system, right? Each and every branch is considered as a debtor, right? ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ debtor system ಅಂತಾರೆ, right? Every branch is considered as a debtor. The entries are made by treating the branch as debtors of the head office. Okay, this system is adopted when the branch is very small. Heavy big businesses ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ they go for, they will be a independent branches ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ we consider them as a branches, independent branches. Now under the debtor system we have further two modes of recording. Okay, ಅದು ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ when goods are being supplied at the cost price and when the goods are being supplied at the invoice price. ಇದು major two heads that we are supposed to solve the problems. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗಲೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್, ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತಂದಲ್ಲ. when the goods are being supplied at the cost price and when the goods are being supplied at the invoice price. Okay, so cost price ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ goods, head office is sending the goods to the branches at the cost. One is that case, and head office is sending the goods to these branches at the invoice price, that is at the loaded price. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಈ ಎರಡು ಮೇಜರ್ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. See whatever the PDF notes that I have sent to you, that is the question bank. You can see here is the major two heads. Debtor system only there are two heads you can find, where the goods are being sent at the cost price, okay, and where the goods are being sent at the invoice price or at the loaded price. So is the first head. Accounting procedure when the goods are being supplied at the by the head office to the branches at the cost price. You can find this where it is being supplied at the cost price. So idu first ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹೀಗೆ ನಾನು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ till it is there up to the 15th question. Next is the second case where the goods are being supplied at the invoice price. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ under two broader heads that we are preparing a problem. Okay, well, about the cost price when the goods are being supplied at the cost price, right? How to solve the problems and what are all the points that you need to bear in mind, that we shall see in our next module. Okay, thank you. Meanwhile, I request all the students to get to the notes being xeroxed and keep that with you, so that when we go for a problems, it will be convenient for you, at least by next volume.